You are watching my favorite YouTube channel. I am ChillMonger. Today is about James. I didn't even make a thumbnail for this video. Very low quality entertainment, I know. Let's read what he had to say. James C., a contributor to this channel, written many comments throughout. What he said yesterday was interesting to me. I want to make this smaller up top. Can I do that? We dismiss this. Does that help? Anyways, he goes, on my video yesterday about race swaps don't solve Marvel Comics' white superhero problem, it prolongs it. In that video, he writes to us, did we ever think that Marvel could be hiring the people they feel are best suited for the roles? You know, the thing that minorities should be focused on? I told him like a week ago, don't not to use minorities and how it's cringy, but whatever. He says, being hired for deserving roles and not hired based on skin color. When does talent take priority? It's almost like he didn't hear anything I said in the video. In the video, I go that it's really important to get these Giancarlo Espositos and Denzel Washingtons in roles like Blue Marvel. And then all of a sudden, when we think of superheroes, it's not just 17 white guys next to Black Panther. It's like a diverse crop, and they're all the guys who are being played by Denzel Washington. Those superheroes will be elevated in stature and they'll be amongst and equal to the Iron Mans, the Thors, the Wolverines. That would be nice. It would be cool if we take the 10 hottest Marvel characters who are black and focused on them rather than somebody like Power Man or somebody like bottom of the barrel people. Give me elevate Miles Morales. Don't call him Spider-Man anymore because that makes him secondary. Do something with him. Riri Williams, she doesn't call herself Iron Man. She also invented something which is not the same as getting bitten by a spider or getting the gamma powers or getting, a recreation of a super soldier serum. She's just really smart. She was never in the shadow. Let me rephrase that. She was never, I guess, beholden or like restricted by Tony Stark at all, or his legacy, his image. We can elevate him. I'm kind of dancing away from James's comment, but whatever. This video is whatever I want it to be, as James will learn. Let's take Storm, and instead of making her the fourth most important mutant in the movies, come on, guys, give her a leading role. Let's have something happen where Charles Xavier is like, this just happened. Let's Storm, send a team, assemble a team, Storm. And then the viewers are gonna go like, oh, look, Cyclops was in the room too, and Professor X pointed at Storm. Maybe she's valuable. Maybe it must mean she's just as important as Jean and as important as Logan and everyone else was in those other movies. That'll send that signal. Elevate the ones who are there, but not like the miniature, not the low tier guys, not fuck War Machine, War Machine secondary. Falcon, yeah, let's call him Falcon. Let's give him a movie where he doesn't wear the resemblance of another old former character. Let's make Falcon a movie and make Falcon movie worthy, as well as like an interesting guy with plot that surrounds him. Let's do that. Let's go and give Black Panther. Let's recast Black Panther and actually continue the story that the other movies did. All four of those. It's like that's a fictional character, and all you got to do is take an actor and say play this character, and solves the problem. Let's have that rather than having somebody else be the Black Panther right now, only for whatever progression this new somebody does. Let's say that's really successful. I don't want you guys saw my video. Whatever. It's just a waste of time. A waste of musical chairs of Black Panther mantling passing. I think that we need to improve characters like Brother Voodoo. He's up there. Don't make him the second Doctor Strange. He's unique. I don't really like the character, but he's unique. Luke Cage is somebody who comes to mind. The original Power Man. Monica Rambeau. Guys, decide her name. Is it Photon? Okay, we're going back to Photon. Good to know. I hope that's because Feige decided it's going to be Photon in the movies, and the comics are doing Photon now. If Monica Rambeau's Photon, let's go. Photon to the moon. I don't want her to be the second or third important person in Captain Marvel 2. I want Monica to get her own film. I think she's movie worthy. Let's strive for these top tier characters to get higher. That's what I want. And it feels like the commenter James is missing the point, talking about what about talent? Did we ever think Marvel could be hiring people they feel are best suited for the roles? They're not best suited they don't look like the roles. Like the reason people do race swaps and race changes isn't because I think that guy over there auditioned his ass off. No, like, you don't even get to the auditioning process. You shouldn't get to the auditioning process. You should get hired. You cast based on the freaking comic book that you read, guys. You read this comic here and you go, "Huh, I know Hawkeye." I'm pointing at the wrong thing. Hawkeye looks like this. I'm gonna find an actor who looks like this. It's that simple. For comic book adaptations, if we're talking about Star Wars or things that they don't really adapt, whatever, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Um, like for original scripts, I mean, you know what I mean? Like what I'm asking for is advancements and steps forward and popularizing formerly unpopular characters. What race swaps do, because they're really good at acting, what race swaps do is they take a spot. They go, oh well, Charles Xavier is dark skinned here. No need to do something special with Storm, yeah, and get accused of being racist and not filling our quota because we're excluding other characters with dark skin because Charles Xavier is dark skinned. What does that do? In If you step back and pretend not to live in 2022 and then jump in a little time machine in your brain and then skip forward 30 years, how in the fuck did we help bring black characters' names to prominence when you guys did Giancarlo Esposito as Charles Xavier? All you did was you raised the stock of Professor Xavier as if it needed raising, or you maintained its stock without taking unknown characters, lesser known characters, and making them known. There's, how do I say advancement anymore? Progression. There's forward steps. There's And then there's, it's just if guys are good enough to act, they could do it. I, no, my response to James was, well, I got the wrong button. My response over to James was after he says, "When does talent take priority?" is fuck talent. It never takes priority over advancement, over like normalizing people with dark skin color. I think I'm gonna zoom out just a tad. James then said back in my video with philosophical pickle about eating grass. He says, I personally respect your opinion about Black Panther. I've been critical and you've always shown me grace. That's true. Given your channel covers Marvel comics and movies, I'm willing to sponsor you and a group of 3 friends to see the movie. This way, you are not out of any money and it supports the channel, he says to me. I'll take this seriously, okay? My response to that would be, no, if money goes to the movie, even though I'm not the one paying, what I don't want is for the Black Panther 2 movie to make money. The less money it makes, the more you can look at the box office results and say, huh, this did low, but the movie from 4 years ago did high. We're missing T'Challa. This missing T'Challa. T'Challa was in this one, but this one made a whole lot less money. Maybe we can make this amount of money if we have T'Challa in the new Black Panther movies moving forward. That's the message that gets sent. That's in my head because I think logically. I think that what you only can do is compare and go, huh, less money without T'Challa. So no, I don't want you appreciate the offer, as sincere or as fake as it is. I appreciate someone saying that they want to do something nice for me, regardless of whether or not I believe it's true or not. It's a nice gesture. Then James C says, "Let me know your preferred method to send the money and the general amount you spend for 4 tickets with snacks." It was gonna hit me with snacks. I appreciate that, James. Oh, he also said in that video that I've been in my bubble too long. Looking forward to sending you some Kentucky bluegrass. That's a good one. Look, 5 people agreed with that. That was in the bet that I did with the man named Philosophical Pickle that if Wakanda Forever makes, you can watch the video. It's called If Wakanda Makes for $1 billion, I Will Eat Grass. Basically, a play on him. You can see on the thumbnail eating grass. It'll all be explained if you watch that video, and I will promote it here at the end of this video, which is about now. I'm about done this video. Um, Elevation, bro. We need black superheroes, and I do these videos all the time. We need black superheroes in the mix, and they need to be the right ones. And when I say the right ones, what does he mean, the right ones? That's subjective. How could you say? I don't mean subjectively the right ones. I really mean Storm. She is there. She is that important. That's the right one to do. I really mean T'Challa Black Panther. That's the right one to do. He's the one with 200 comics, unlike Shuri, who has like a couple of comics where she becomes the Black Panther. But even in those stories, like it's happening there. That's the subplot. Main thing is T'Challa. Everything is to support that main guy who was in the coma at the time. And then after she becomes the Black Panther, the the cameras follow Black Panther in Daredevil's neighborhood without powers and no suit, and he's just serving up the neighborhood thugs, and that has like I mean, 20, more than 12 comic book issues covering him. Meanwhile, in Wakanda, Shuri's the Black Panther, but there's no comic book covering that. She had like 4 comics called Claws of the Panther. Black Panther is the guy. Storm is the guy also. Monica, she's already there. She's got her movie appearances. We saw her as a kid in Captain Marvel 1. We saw her in WandaVision. She got her powers now. Let's see. Let's expand on that. Blue Marvel, he's not Blue I get Blue Marvel could be, but us because he's so powerful. He doesn't have the rich lore, but he's so powerful. And if Denzel plays him, that's it. If Denzel's not playing Blue Marvel, it's not as interesting anymore. And Blue Marvel doesn't have a long history. He began in like '08, I want to say, sometime around '07, maybe right after Civil War '07. Um, Miles Morales, if you do him right, and by doing him right, I really mean not being the secondary Spider-Man. None of these are subjectives. Doing him right really means pulling away the shadow of the mask, the freaking backgroundness of saying a name, the word Spider-Man. As we all do, we immediately think of this dude here because like, why are we pretending? When they do Spider-Man Day on August 4th, they're talking about dude over here. And Miles needs to shed himself that. Miles, let's move him out of the city that he lives in, that he shares with Spider-Man. Give him his own city. He does have unique powers, and that's plus. Maybe move him to Vegas. He can turn invisible, and he can be with all these shady characters. He has the perfect power for that. We can just camouflage in with and see all the stuff happening that's not supposed to be happening. He's got the little venom shock. Maybe that's the way he manipulates casino machines, and that's what's going to pay him his bills. And little do we know, someone's been watching him and noticing that Miles has been doing this, and then you're just a criminal just like everyone else is. Look at me. I'm not even a writer and I'm writing stories with Miles. But he needs to shed the Spider Man name for him not to be secondary anymore. Yeah? Yeah? Because the alternative is, well, Peter Parker gets pushed to the background. They stop telling stories of Peter and they bring Miles into the forefront. And that is never happening because people like making money and that's not happening. He has a 60, 40, 50-year head start on Miles, okay? Peter is Spider Man, the Spider Man. When the comic book at the top says the Amazing Spider Man, there's a reason why it says that. Actually, I that's not true. There's a reason why it says that. It's not because of Miles. Miles was not even thought of. Anyway, that's the Spider-Man. Let's look at Riri. I told you about her enough. I've told you about who else is there. Luke Cage. Someone is important. Elevate these guys. These guys are already known somewhat. If you watch the Netflix shows, they've already gotten their posters and their advertisements, and got some scenes and stuff. These are characters who are in the zeitgeist. Those are the ones. Don't waste your time on like mini characters. All I can do is exhale at videos like this. Let's keep reading what James said because there was one more thing he said a few times ago. If I scroll down, you'll see him say, it's confusing to hear a guy who still reads the Black Panther comic out of an obligation to support Black comics, but you won't pay to see Wakanda Forever. I said simply because I comprehend that they are two separate messages that the purchases will send. If I buy a Black Panther comics, folk, the money says keep making Black Panther comics. Yeah? Yeah. Comprende? If I buy a movie ticket, I'll say, keep making these Black Panther movies. I don't like the way the Black Panther movies are going without Black Panther, the Black Panther. And so I won't give that money. I won't give that money. I'll pay for a Black Panther comic, which is coming out, and you can expect a review. Don't worry, James. I'll get back to comics. You told me to shut up and dribble one time. I'll get back to that. You'll see the review this week. I support the Black Panther comic out of obligation, true, because I want it to continue and I'm voting for it with my dollars. I'll tell you exactly the shut up and dribble comment Actually, it wasn't this far back. I'll show you where it is. Oh man, here it is. No, it's not. It's not. But it's a different one where he says, "Curious. A channel that does reviews for Marvel hasn't done a review for She-Hulk in 3 weeks. Is it because she's green? Yeah, I don't. It's because she's green. I don't do a She-Hulk review every week with Trinity from Second Street Marvel. I've been having live post shows. It's even on my community tab if you're looking. So if James, you're watching every one of my video, also check out my community tab. I appreciate you're watching your views, but in the community tab you'll see that I've been chatting with Trinity. Might have even been tweeting it too. But you can catch my She-Hulk thoughts. I'm not up on She-Hulk. The third episode was just for all the reasons that stir up YouTube. So I'll leave my thoughts out of this video because believe it or not, my job and my goal in YouTube is not to stir things up. Um, I'm looking for his video for. Sorry, I do not see the thing where he tells me to shut up and dribble and just do comic reviews. It was a little bit. Oh man, he said no one is going to read minority comics if influencers don't talk about it. And that's why he wanted me to read the Ms. Marvel and Wolverine review, which I have and I put up. I should probably do the Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight review, which was a good comic too. It was cool. This one. It was cool and decent, but it is kind of like in a shell of itself, and then like it's enclosed. It's not Marvel crossover universe. It's Marvel comic books that universe where guys do stories that don't really interact with anyone else. Even when they do interact, it's not like anything that's happening in the X-Men will reference what happened in this story. It was just a story that's not going anywhere, which is kind of what maybe not read so many comics anymore. Not reading that many comics. All right, we will now close the video. Toodles. This was horrible, I know, but like I'm at a point where I'm not. Maybe I'll do a video called channel update, but I'm not really motivated to make comic videos or any video here. Thanks for tuning in and staying with me this long. Now you're going to get premium access, okay? As you can see from my channel analytics, ChillMonger over the last 365 days has indeed reached the threshold for monetization. I clicked on the wrong button and it's really slow. That says watch time 4.5 hours, okay? Great. Every spike that you see is basically on my Saturday streams where I did 33 burning questions. I started doing that like last year around here, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. I just became a thing. And I'm grateful for the streams. I probably could have like remember, look how hard I was going here. And then what happened was I applied for monetization somewhere around August. And that's why you see me slowing down in August. Move. That's why you see it slowing down in August, all the way on the right side of your screen. And I'm like, I'm not going to do another video. Not until YouTube monetizes me. I've applied and applied and applied. Okay, so this crappy video with no thumbnail is now complete, as you can see indicated by some of the end screens popping up. This is that video that I was talking to you about, that I was chatting about, and check this one out. I even forgot what it was, but it's right over here. I now bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang.